Have you ever wished you could forget how to read? Well, now you can. Or perhaps you will soon. The year is 1066. William the Conqueror leads an army of thousands in the invasion of England. The Old English language is struck with a vital blow, smothered by the languages used by the new ruling class. But English as a whole is resilient and will continue to live on for almost 950 years more. The year is 1949. Claude Elwood Shannon openly publishes his paper, Communication Theory of Secrecy Systems, in which previously classified properties of encryption systems are described in detail. English novelist George Orwell publishes a book admonishing its readers about the dangers of totalitarianism and the importance of unregulated language. These warnings go unheeded. The year is likely near 1984. As foreseen, the superstate of Oceania exists alongside two others, locked in an endless war. But not all is as prophesied, for the advancements of technology show much more promise in the current year than predicted in the year 35 prior. The current plan to phase out the use of English Old Speak by 2050 and wait for it to die on its own is deemed too passive. Dynamic action is needed. To phase out the use of English before the turn of the generation, it must be killed. And so a weapon is devised. Introducing Wedge. To call Wedge simply a language is to do a disservice to the scope of the effort that went into its creation. In many ways, Wedge serves as the antithesis of language, the predator to English's prey. As a constantly changing language family, Wedge is able to adapt to the weaknesses of its target, such as words representing ideas contrary to the party's aims, and obfuscate their meanings through accelerated semantic drift. How is it done? Encryption is the process of making text unreadable to anyone you don't want reading it. Shannon described the two most important ingredients for this: confusion and diffusion. Confusion, substitution, replacement, change. The classic example is the Caesar cipher. With a key of 2, it replaces every letter with the letter 2 letters after it in the alphabet. In principle, any letter replaced by another is substitution. Diffusion, permutation, shuffling, moving. You can do diffusion by shuffling characters around in a sentence, sentences around in a story, or pages from a diary tossed to the wind. This makes it hard to read, but anyone who knows how you moved them can reconstruct the original text. Do both, and things quickly become utterly incomprehensible. The creators of Wedge took these principles and applied them to the English language itself, word by word, meaning by meaning. First, confusion. Each word is replaced with another word with a slightly different spelling or pronunciation. Next, diffusion. Meanings are shuffled. Each word takes on new meanings and loses some. Some meanings are lost in this transfer. Repeat until anything not saved is lost. An example is illustrative. The word we watch will be English, but recall that a similar progress is applied to each word in the language. We shall witness its decay in real time. The years tick by. Project Wedge is instigated. Ideas are suppressed. English deteriorates. Spelling is standardized to more closely match words to their spellings. The first wave of redefinitions take force. No ideas are fully purged at this time, as the memory of what the words once meant is still fresh. Tensions develop between full-hearted adopters of the language and the working-class prole factions which resent the constant reformation. English idioms are subsumed into existing words. New, impermanent idioms quickly develop. It becomes illegal to use any word older than 5 years old. This law is enforced strongly. The last openly dissenting voice is silenced. English etymology is scoured from each word. Pronouns are lost. Wedge reigns. All unapproved meanings are lost as meanings shift again. Tenses disappear. The pronunciation of a word is changed to be unique to its spelling. Party ideals are actively inserted into each word. Parts of speech vanish. Spelling reaches its simplest form. Project Wedge, or rather, WE, is completed, with a total of around 750 words. English dies. The following is an example of a proclamation establishing bureaucratic process given around that time. No, ye akamasuya son ku sapa. Inotian on ye, inolawe polo, lawe we mewata. Yuna we kometa, kilo we. Alita son polo on lawe nu. No lawe, no oko. Son ye, lun lawe nawakun. Kilo on apoke. Onye on lawe kolelon. The phonology Wedge settles on is rather simple. A slightly altered numeral system, base 12 with 2 unused digits, cuts the thread to unambiguous calculation. The year is 2001. A pamphlet begins to circulate underground, which consists of a list of illegal words. For though words can be removed, the ideas they express will remain. Like a balloon popped underwater, the vacuum is quickly filled. Words for ideas such as humanity, community, unity, and emotion begin to spark, flared into a fire fueled by a populace primed by decades of experience with an invariably variable verbiage. Stories are told which include these new words, reminding of the power of love to spark change in difficult times. An excerpt. Io tola mi ye kamonu. Openla yan etua li on moli yuna. Nan patula sie ona ni li wele enpi e palutomi. Mi on mewata e lunuawa. Nan patola mi we pi olin on kilo kanomu e ona. Time passes, and Oceania predictably crumbles from within. The forced words from the language of Wedge quickly fall out of favor, and naturalistic remnants take their place as the de facto language. A new dictionary is published, detailing how the speakers are reportedly using these words, along with some new additions that developed since the original publication of the pamphlet. As years go by, the culture surrounding the language revels in its simplicity, rejoicing in the richness of each word. Wedge, the quickest language to ever die out, is remembered only as a transitory stage between the language of England and the language of good. Okay, see ya!